Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be answering a new dataset. Uh, we in this dataset we're gonna have two CSV files that we're gonna have to answer questions from. Uh, we have the titles CSV file and the cast CSV file. Titles CSV file we have movie titles with their released years, and in the cast file we're gonna find information about the cast in some movies and columns. In some movies, okay. So what columns do you have? We have movie title, movie released year, name of the person, type of role of the role, character, what was this person doing in the movie, and we also have the movie rank. Uh, this is an example of this is the cast CSV file we're gonna be working with. Okay, I have the title, year, name, type, character, and n. This is the cast. This is the titles file. It has the title and the year only. Let's go on VS Code and answer the questions. First of all, we obviously need to import pandas and numpy in case read our files. Okay, had to see the first 5 rows just to get a grasp if you don't wanna open the Excel sheet. The first question is asking how many movies are listed in the data frame. Uh, so how are we doing this? We're asking for the titles data frame with the title column, and we're asking for unique so we can see how many different movie titles are there, and then we're asking for the length to count how many unique titles are there, and we get the answer. What are the earliest two films listed in the titles data frame? So how can we do this? First of all, we know that we need to search through the title column. Okay, so how do we do this? So we're saying titles.sort. Sorting our entire data frame, and then we're telling that we want to sort column year. Sorry, we're not sorting the entire data frame, but we're sorting data frame, the titles data frame, and we're specifying we want the year column, and we made ascending equal true, and we set dot head 2 because we want the first two films, and as you can see it sorted it by years. If we remove dot head 2 shows us the years going in ascending order. But the question is asking for the first two or earliest two, that's why we're asking for dot head. We type dot head. How many movies are called Hamlet? How can we do this is simply by asking, we need to divide the question. So how many movies are called Hamlet? Okay, so the first goal is it's asking movies equal Hamlet. So how can we do this? We're saying in titles data frame, want we want the title column. This is another way of typing it in dot title, but you can also still type it like this. Sorry, and it could still work, but this is a different way of how you can write it. And then we're saying that the title should be equal to Hamlet, and then the length to count how many movies are called Hamlet. How many movies are called North by West? This is the same thing. Okay, uh, this is the same question. The only difference is that the name is North by West, North by Northwest. We can either use title or cast. For example, in this case, it's cast. It shows us there's 116 titles. There are 116 titles that are North by Northwest. But if, for example, we change cast, we change from the cast data frame to the titles data frame. The difference is only that in titles there is only one iteration of it, so it doesn't really matter in this case because the question is not clear enough. whether are we supposed to do this in the titles or the cast data frame. When was the first Hamlet movie made? So how are we doing this? First of all, we need to set a condition that movies or the title is equal to Hamlet. So we did it like this. Okay, we're saying in titles data frame we want the column title to be equal to Hamlet. So when we run this, it will give us all of the iterations. Let me remove this for now. It will give us all the iterations that shows that Hamlet is equal to the title is equal to Hamlet, but it says when was the first Hamlet movie made. So we're asking for the first time that Hamlet was made. So we're sorting by sorting values by year. We're sorting the year column. Okay, and yes, so it should so so the first one. So when we sort by values, sort values for year. Okay, sorting from 1910 till 2017. Okay, but here it's saying it's asking for the first time it was published, so that's why hence we're passing head 1. Get all the Treasure Island movies from earliest to most recent. So how will you get this? It's similar to the previous question. The only difference is it's asking for all movies, not the first movie, and they're also asking for earliest to most recent. So it's the same thing, but the only difference is we're replacing Hamlet by Treasure Island because they're asking for Treasure Island. And we get the answer in this table. Question number 7. How many movies were made in the 1950s? So first, I created a variable called were they made. Okay, and I made it equal to titles, data frame titles, and year. Our condition is the year should be equal to 1950. And then there's 2 ways we can answer this. The answer is supposed to be like this. Why did I type index 1? Because when we say where they made dot value counts, it gives us both false and true. So for example, I can answer by doing this. Okay, which is the way of choosing the true what do you call it, the true instances only. But a better way of doing this is by doing this, is using the length method on this. And so why can't we use length on here? Because it's showing us the 2 instances, so we can't. So we should use index 1. How many movies were made in the year 1960? Same question as the previous one. Okay, years equal to titles. Titles year equal to 1960, and we're counting how many instances were there, and we chose index 1 because it is the true variable or the true column. How many movies were made in from 1950 to 1959? So how are we supposed to do this? We created a variable called were they and made it equal to titles year, and we used the dot between method. Okay, and we set between 1950 and 1959. So yes, and then we asked it for value counts, and we chose the first index. Hence, it gave us the answer. This question, when were Batman movies be released? So they're asking for any Batman movie. Okay, so we're saying that we use this titles. We're referring to the titles data frame, and we said we want the title column, and we use the function called .str, a text method. We use the text method called .str, then dot contains, and then we wrote Batman. So anything that has Batman included in the title will be displayed for us. So this is a very important and valuable text method that we can use. Question number 11, how many roles are in Inception movie? So we need to we need to divide the question that is asked. So first of all, they're asking for how many roles, okay? And as we know, roles are in the cast dataset, if we remember correctly, okay? And they're asking for Inception movies. So first, let's make the easier condition. Are there any Inception movies? How many roles are Inception movies? So we're asking cast data frame title to be equal to Inception, and when we run it, we get nothing displayed. Okay, so we can't continue with our second condition. So simply we need to just put dot length. We pass in we'll pass it inside the length function method, and it will return 0. This is how you answer question number 11. Question number 12. How many roles are in the movie Inception are not ranked by any value? So as you can see, there was no Inception in the cast data frame. Okay, so simply this is the same thing, but they're asking are not ranked by n value. Okay, so we're adding an additional condition, which is cast column n is none. Okay, so they're asking are not ranked. So that's how you answer this question. Question number 13, how many roles in the movie Inception did receive an n value? So they're asking for the they're asking for the n value. So we're saying cast data frame title equal Inception and cast dot n dot not null. As we can see, it's still 0 because the first question, as we saw, there is nothing. There is no movie called Inception in the cast data frame. Hence, it's always 0. Question number 14. Display the cast of North by Northwest in the correct n value order, ignoring roles that did not earn a numeric n value. Okay, so this question first is saying display North by Northwest movies or titles. So first, this is our condition. We typed it out. Okay, and in their correct n value. So obviously we know that it needs sorting. So we're sorting by by the n column. Okay, but there's another note at the end, ignoring rows that did not earn a numeric n value. How are we supposed to do this? Is by saying n column dot not null. So yes, we only want the true instances or true values. Question number 15, display the entire cast in order of the 1972 film Sloth. So we need to make title equal Sloth, our first condition, and our second condition is for the year to be equal 1972, and it says in the n order. So we're sorting by n, or we are sorting by n column, and as we can see, this is the answer of the question. Now display the entire cast in order of the 2007 version of Sloth. So this is the same question, the only difference is we're changing the year, and when we change the year, the only difference is there's a big difference actually, because there is no data of this instance, hence it's blank. Question number 17. How many roles are in Hamlet in 1921? So our only conditions is we're making title equal to Hamlet and year equal to 1921, and we're calling the length function to see how many roles are there. And yes, how many roles are in all Hamlet movies? So it's a simple condition. We're making title equal to Hamlet, and then we passed it inside the length method. How many people played Olivia a character? So I made a variable called Olivia and made it equal to cast column character and equal to Olivia, and then I did passed the valley counts method, and I'm asking for index 1 because I want the true instances, and the answer is 31. Question number 20. How many people play the character whose name a character who starts with the Olivia? So the character's name should start with Olivia. How are you supposed to do this? We do this by asking character, the same thing, cast data frame column character dot str. Okay, text method dot, there's a text method that we can apply called starts with, and then we type the string that we want, which is Olivia in this case, and we pass it inside the length method, which gives us 35. Thank you guys, and this was how to answer this data frame. Thank you. Till next